Southern California was absolutely ravaged by those wildfires in January of this year, and our collective hearts broke for the victims who lost everything. And that's why people from around the world generously helped raise some $100 million as a part of that star-studded California FireAid concert in late January. But where the hell did that money actually go? Well, it turns out we, and more importantly, the fire victims themselves, have more questions than answers. Two LA area local news investigations came to two similar conclusions: that those tens of millions of dollars were handed over to organizations, nonprofits and NGOs. That's not uncommon, not necessarily shady. But when you do a deeper dive into the organizations and how that money was divvied up and to who and to what, well, it's a little sus. For their part, fire victims themselves are saying they have yet to get jack. When you donate to a relief effort or take part in a benefit concert for a specific event to help victims, you kind of assume, or at least you hope, even naively, that your money is going to go to something perhaps a little more focused than, I don't know, the California Native Vote Project, for God's sake. Excuse me, but what in the flippity flip does a political nonprofit that exists to encourage Native Americans to participate in the political process have to do with fire victims? Now, the FireAid website says that those funds were supposed to be for financial assistance for displaced and affected Native families, expanded healing and mental health services, and distribution of critical health and safety resources. Okay, even if you think that could possibly be a worthwhile expenditure of FireAid funds, I'm glad our friends over at Breitbart pointed out that according to census data, there were 16 Native American residents of Pacific Palisades out of nearly 23,000 people. There were slightly more Native Americans in Altadena affected by the Eaton fire, 46 out of 43,000 residents. So the money donors graciously handed over to help fire victims, in part, went to a political nonprofit created to turn out the Native American vote and also help Native fire victims, of which there are a grand total of 62 out of 66,000 total residents. I asked Governor Gavin Newsom if his office or Mayor Karen Dumm's office cared to look into this, and, well, you see the response. Gavin's office said basically, not their problem. So let me get this straight. The governor's office has no interest in investigating or making sure that those who donated to this cause were not defrauded? Wow, just wow. This whole California FireAid situation feels like a mini USAID scam. And also, how does money always just go poof in California? By the way, $20 billion doled out for homelessness is